Susan Simon and...
All right, let's try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Charlotte Celeste in again for Susan Simon and practicing social distancing.
I should be having the problems in the bunker with audio, not you.
Forgot to turn my mic on.
Well, it happens. Nearly a week after the Wisconsin primary, we are about to get the results. Eric Franke shows us what races we are following today. Eric?
All right, Charlotte, Mark, we had a number of races, of course, we voted on last week, and we're going to provide the most comprehensive coverage possible as those numbers start to come in, just as we always do on a typical election night here at News 3 Now. But three big ones in particular we'll keep a close eye on because just about everyone had them on their ballot. If you're watching from the state of Wisconsin, we start with the Democratic presidential primary. Of course, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders were the key race there. The following day, Senator Sanders exited the presidential race. Now, the other statewide race for a 10-year term on Wisconsin Supreme Court, incumbent Daniel Kelly, appointed by Governor Walker, now in his first actual election, squaring off with Dane County Circuit Court Judge Jill Karofsky. And finally, Marcy's Law, a crime victim constitutional amendment that we voted on. Some say it adds rights for victims. Others argue it strips defendants of their constitutional rights. That's also a vote we will be watching very closely tonight. Mark and Charlotte, we will come back probably in another half hour or so as soon as we start to get some solid numbers coming in. This is really a new process to everybody, so we'll see how this goes. But rest assured, we'll get you the latest numbers as quickly as possible here and also at channel3000.com.
A strange election night.
It is.
Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
The Republican-controlled Wisconsin legislature has released its coronavirus response bill. The state assembly plans to take up the bill tomorrow in a virtual session. The Senate will follow suit on Wednesday. Governor Evers says he hasn't reviewed the final version of the bill, but was hopeful a bipartisan deal could be reached. A provision in an earlier bill that would have given the legislature's GOP-controlled budget committee the power to make any spending cuts it wanted has been removed. The bill would also waive a one-week waiting period for people to receive unemployment benefits.
Wisconsin now has more than 3,400 confirmed coronavirus cases and 155 people have died. Some researchers say yesterday was our peak in resource use. Amanda Quintana is here with those details.
The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, known as IHME, supported by Bill and Melinda Gates, says Wisconsin's hospital resource use peaked yesterday. Their graph shows we still had more hospital and ICU beds available than needed. That is some good news. But their death projections show the number of people dying from the virus will only start to flatten at the end of the month, continuing through July. In today's update from DHS, experts say we're seeing fewer infections and less of a strain on the healthcare system.
Our data and our models tell us that the policies are working to flatten the curve. When we hear flatten the curve, we think graphs and lines and color coding and numbers. But we need to remember that the curves on those graphs represent people, and the flat line indicates our hospital capacity. If the people curve...
DHS also added some new data to their website today showing 16% of those who have tested positive are healthcare workers. 993, or about 29% of those who tested positive, require hospitalization.
The death toll from coronavirus is now more than 22,000 nationwide, up 4,000 since Friday. New York City now has more than 100,000 reported cases of COVID-19, but the number of actual cases is likely much higher. The New York City Health Department is reporting a serious shortage of swabs used to test for coronavirus and is advising medical providers to only use them on hospitalized patients.
The testing has been in a dynamic of scarcity from day one. If the President of the United States or anyone else wants a recovery, and we all want it, right? But if you're serious about it, you can't do it without widespread testing.
To help offset the lack of protective gear for medical workers nationwide, the FDA has issued an emergency use authorization outlining how hospitals can sterilize N95 masks so they can be reused. According to a new Monmouth University poll, half of all Americans fear someone in their family could become seriously ill. The poll shows that concern has spiked in the last few weeks. A tally from the Associated Press finds there's been an alarming rise in nursing home deaths from 450 just 10 days ago to more than 2,600.
The Trump administration is pushing back on reports of a split between President Trump and one of his top health advisors as the president prepares to announce another team of experts to look at when many Americans will be able to get back to work. Skylar Henry is at the White House with more.
A White House spokesman says Dr. Anthony Fauci remains a trusted advisor to President Trump, despite the president's retweet of a post using the hashtag #FireFauci. The retweet came after his top infectious disease expert said this on CNN.
Obviously, if we had, right from the very beginning, shut everything down, it may have been a little bit different, but there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
Fauci's comments followed a New York Times report that said President Trump rebuffed appeals to take more drastic measures back in February. The president basked the story as fake, and his top trade advisor, Peter Navarro, defended the administration's response in an interview with CBS News 60 Minutes.
We're not only doing the best we can, we're doing better than I believe any other administration would be doing at this point.
President Trump's expected to announce another team of experts this week to come up with guidance on how and when to reopen parts of the country.
It's not going to be we flick a switch and everybody comes out of their house and gets in their car and waves and hugs each other and the economy all starts up.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's working with several other state governors on a coordinated reopening plan, while President Trump tweeted Monday it's the decision of the president.
The Senate will come to order.
Meanwhile, Congress remains at an impasse over additional funding for the Paycheck Protection Program. As officials warn, it could run out of money by the end of the week. The administration's requested an additional $250 billion for the popular small business loan program, but Democrats also want to include more money for hospitals and state and local governments. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And a spokesperson for the Small Business Administration says more than $220 billion has been approved under the Paycheck Protection Program. Congress originally allocated only $350 billion for the program.
A big part of the decision on when to scale back social distancing and other mitigation efforts has to do with knowing who is immune. Experts say antibody tests for coronavirus is critical. The tests look for antibodies in blood cells, which will show up if you've had the coronavirus.
About 50% of people, or up to 50% who have coronavirus, don't even know they have it. They have no symptoms. So it's critical that we get an accurate number of the people in the country who've actually been exposed or had to the virus, and it will tell us if they're immune, if they can't get it again, and they can't spread it to others.
How long a person remains immune is still unknown because we are still learning about the virus. But knowing who is immune through antibody testing could be part of the puzzle to getting the country up and running once again.
A crew member on board the USS Theodore Roosevelt has died from the coronavirus. The Navy says the sailor had been in isolation in Guam. The aircraft carrier's captain was fired after he raised concerns about the large number of sailors on his ship infected with COVID-19. Smithfield Foods is donating 40 million servings of meat to food banks across the nation. The company says the gift is worth more than $30 million. On Sunday, Smithfield closed its pork processing plant in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, after an outbreak of coronavirus. Spain's government is giving out 10 million face masks as it begins letting some people return to work. The non-surgical masks were handed out to commuters at trains and subway stations. The focus is on reopening factories and construction projects. Office workers are still encouraged to stay home.
The other big story today, at least 20 people were killed in Easter Sunday storms that hit parts of the South. Chattanooga is a scene of destruction. Lives tossed in the middle of the night, compromising stay-at-home orders issued over the pandemic that grips the nation. Mississippi was already in a state of emergency to fight the virus and declared another on Sunday in the wake of devastating tornadoes there. In total, about 46 tornadoes were reported across the South Sunday. One of them slammed the city of Monroe, Louisiana, damaging hundreds of buildings.
I heard this really loud bang, and I was like, okay, well, the window's gone, but I didn't expect this type of destruction.
The widespread damage comes as several public shelters have closed nationwide to stop the spread of the virus, but it's complicated as officials still encourage people to seek refuge in facilities like this one, all while following social distance guidelines. In Alabama, the governor urged shelters to stay open and even eased some of the state's coronavirus restrictions after a tornado reportedly injured at least 3 people on their Walker-Jefferson County line. Parts of our area saw a little little snow on Easter. Dana Fulton is on the weather patio with the latest. Hi, Dana.
Hey, a little bit of snow for yesterday. And of course, after seeing what came through the southeast, putting that in perspective, it turned out to not be too bad of a day yesterday for us. Now we have sunshine and a little chilly weather for the next several days. Through the week, we're going to stay below average. Right now, we're in the upper 30s. There's quite a breeze, though, so it feels like we're in the upper 20s currently. Thankfully, that does come along with some sunshine. Now, we do have the chance for some light flurries this evening. Right now, those light flurries are at the edge of Iowa, but don't be surprised if later on this evening, closer to 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we do have some flurries passing through. Temperatures overnight will be dropping to the mid-20s, so a very chilly start to Tuesday. Skies are going to become mostly clear, and Tuesday we are going to have another small chance for flurries and chilly temperatures sticking around yet again. But we'll take a closer look at the week ahead in just a few minutes.
Former Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has endorsed Joe Biden for the nomination. The former vice president is the presumptive nominee after Senator Sanders dropped out last week. The two joined together today during a virtual meeting where they discussed working together on the campaign.
The Overture Center will announce its lineup for the 2020-2021 season tonight on Facebook Live. The new season will feature more than 40 performances, including 7 Broadway shows. You can find the live stream on the Overture Facebook page, and coming up later on in this show, we'll talk with someone from Overture about what to expect tonight. The American Players Theater in Spring Green is postponing the start of its season due to the coronavirus pandemic. Anyone who bought tickets to the canceled shows will be able to request a refund or exchange tickets. They're expected to release more information next month about when performances will resume.
Dodgeville-based Land's End is furloughing about 70% of its corporate employees. The mayor of Dodgeville says that's about 1,000 employees. The clothing retailer is also planning to extend the closure of its 26 retail stores. The company will fund health insurance premiums for employees furloughed through the 1st of May.
Madison police say someone climbed through the ceiling tiles at a strip mall before stealing cigarettes and cash from a tobacco shop. Officers responded around 2 o'clock yesterday morning to a strip mall in the 2800 block of East Washington Avenue. Police say the suspects pried open the door of an empty store, then crawled through the ceiling to nearby tobacco deals. The incident is still under investigation. And a concerned neighbor called in a home burglary Saturday morning on Offshore Drive. Madison police say a couple slept through the burglary but heard their dog barking at some point. Police woke up the homeowners. Nothing was stolen, but their cars were rummaged through. There's more to come at 4. What to stream, what to stream. Our film critic Will Oper is in next with the best films and TV shows to stream at home. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
When the doctor said Mama wasn't going to get better, I didn't know what to do. I've never been through this before, and I'm not ready. My brothers want to help, but how? I keep thinking, how will we get through this?
A Grace will help with kind, capable caregivers at your door who know how to handle the tough moments ahead. A Grace, hospice and palliative care. When you don't know where to turn, call us. A Grace will help.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to, have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save. Get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
5 years ago, I had psoriasis everywhere. My skin hurt, I felt gross. But then I started Cosentix, and I haven't really had to think about it.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Ask your dermatologist about Cosentix.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Take advantage of exceptional financing at your local Cub Cadet dealer today. To find the dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
For the safety of our customers, we have temporarily closed our showroom, but we are still scheduling our award-winning in-home design visits, so reserve your spot today. Dwellings, Madison's best-kept $150 secret.
Welcome back. People from all over Wisconsin are busy counting ballots from last week's election. This is a live look where some are counting ballots in Madison. There are at least 7 tabulators working to count ballots at this location. They just started in the process within the last 10 minutes. We'll, of course, bring you updates on air and online once results come in.
China produces more personal protection equipment, or PPE, than anyone else. The Chinese government now says it will impose tougher restrictions on PPE before it is shipped out of the country.
American distributors tell CBS News PPE factories are popping up overnight, some faking U.S. government approval by using templates like this one. Vendors that once excelled churning out cheap watches and children's toys are now hawking highly coveted N95 masks.
We've had one case where we worked with a very reputable supplier, and yet when it got ready to ship, the Chinese government decided to take possession of the goods because they want them to go somewhere else.
Despite widespread shortages, the U.S. has refused to launch a national procurement effort. With stay-at-home orders issued across the country, many small business owners are left wondering how they'll survive.
State and federal governments are doing what they can to help, but some business owners are now asking their patrons for support. Outside the Little Door restaurant in Los Angeles is a sign of hope, but inside there's an unusual silence that worries General Manager Mike Gannon. His empty restaurant is a familiar scene across the country. The only orders are takeout or delivery. Most of the staff let go.
There are 4 of us now, and there were 48 before.
Literally, my business completely came to a halt.
Emergency loans from the government. They're also looking to the community for help. In Minnesota, this couple purchased 100 small business gift cards. Across the nation, virtual tip jars have started to help laid-off employees. The Small Business Development Center network has centers across the country. They are working to help business owners and entrepreneurs better understand new programs available to help them get through the CARES Act. With the Dow Industrials dropping 328 points, closing at 23,390. The NASDAQ managed a 38-point gain, thanks mainly to Amazon and Netflix stocks. The S&P 500 was off 28. Well, it's going to be another week to stay at home and watch what's streaming.
But who's counting? Will Loper has some of his favorites.
Hey, Mark and Charlotte, this weekend was a big one. The first movie meant to hit theaters hit video on demand instead. Trolls World Tour was available to rent for $19.99, allowing viewers to enjoy the film from the comforts of their own home. But is the movie worth that price point?
If Barb collects all the strings, our music will be destroyed forever.
How are we gonna hug our way out of this one?
Poppy and Branch return from the first film. This time they need to stop rocker trolls from stealing all the different troll strings and destroying the different music genres that exist, like pop, country, and smooth jazz.
It's like I'm being paralyzed by
As we travel to the different troll lands, the movie begins to feel disjointed. And although it has a good message to embrace all of our differences, it's not a particularly enjoyable journey to get there. In fact, it mostly just feels like dunking your head in a bowl of cotton candy and energy drinks.
Oh, I can stop the feeling.
This movie gets 3 Mr. Dinkles out of 5. Little kids will still find plenty to enjoy, so if you have a family to entertain, $20 is a bargain. But grown-ups might find it a little harder to sit through. Now, there's no traditional box office to take a look at, but as of Monday morning, the movie had topped the charts of both iTunes and Amazon's Prime Video rental charts, showing the movie was plenty popular as a rental. Over on streaming services, Hulu just added 4 films from the South Korean director Bong Joon-ho, including the excellent murder mystery drama Mother and the Best Picture winner Parasite. If you haven't checked out any of his work, now is a great time to acquaint yourself with his filmography. Oh, yeah, there's also The Host, about a giant sea monster attacking a village. Over on Netflix, a new comedy series premiered called Bruise Brothers.
Beer is about bringing people together, and Rodman's is the perfect hang.
It's got a standard sitcom feel to it and has one of the most unlikable characters I think I've ever come across. But if you're big into beer and brewing, it may be worth checking out.
We need to put together the perfect beer.
I created an IPA that had a hallucinogen in it.
Also new is the romantic comedy film Love, Wedding, Repeat.
Jack.
Hey, I used to ask about you all the time.
I used to ask about you too. Oh, God.
Sam Claflin stars as the brother to a bride on her wedding day who has to help make sure everything goes smoothly.
Got a bit of a problem. Mark Fisher. He's saying that he's in love with me and he's threatening to go full-on psycho and ruin my wedding. This is the sleep medicine that I've been taking. It would knock him out for hours.
Really?
Just put a couple of drops of that in his champagne glass.
There has to be another way.
There is no other way. There isn't.
has to be.
Please, there is no other way.
Haley! Hey! Hey! Your sister is an angel, isn't she?
Yeah. He also wants to win the affections of Olivia Munn along the way. This movie starts out awkward in a funny, enjoyable way, but by the halfway point, the awkwardness becomes punishing, and the film starts to feel endless.
I'm so sorry.
For Love, Wedding, Repeat, you're safe in skipping this one. Now, my only fear is that during quarantine, we'll all have forgotten how to act at weddings, and the first one we attend will be as painfully awkward as that one. But if you're looking for a love story that's a little more enjoyable, check out Run, which premiered on HBO last night.
Why did you text me? Did you break up with somebody? Do you hate your job?
No.
Please don't bullshit me that your life is so brilliantly perfect, because if it was, you wouldn't have texted Run, and you wouldn't be sitting on this train.
You texted Run back.
Donald Gleason and Merritt Weaver star as a broken-up couple who dated back in college and agreed 15 years ago that if they both texted Run to each other, they'd drop everything and meet up.
Do you want to be here with me, or is this about something else? Are you in trouble?
Of course, these days, it's better to text your long-lost lover stay rather than run. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper, sending it back to you, Mark and Charlotte.
All right, well, thank you. Lots to watch out there. Well, there's more to come at 4. We'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society. We'll introduce you to Little Bit. That's his name, coming up after Dana's first warn forecast.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. We hear ya. You need new windows. Ganser Company is proud to introduce 80 years in 80 minutes. Simply put, you need real information and pricing. Our 80 years of hindsight for 80 minutes of your time. We give you the skinny in 80 minutes to make an educated decision.
Infinity Windows from Marvin offer a lifetime warranty and are made just for that, a lifetime. Infinity Windows don't warp, crack, or fade over time, like vinyl windows.
Remember, 80 years and 80 minutes from a local family business of 4 generations.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Your business is your pride and joy. You raised it with hard work, from nothing but a dream. And since you care so much, naturally you want to protect it from harm. That's where we come in. Because a great insurance policy is not a necessary evil. It's the best way to keep your business happy, healthy, and profitable. And that is the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it, because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. Keep a neighbor in crisis safely in their home during these difficult times by supporting and donating to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
This, as physician's assistant Tony Adkins walks toward his house, one of his daughters sprays him down with disinfectant. His other child then tosses a bucket of water from the front. He turns around and gets more H2O on his back as well. Next, he gets down on the ground as they hose him down and scrub him clean with a broom. Welcome home, Dad. Welcome home.
So being in the bunker isn't so bad. You don't have to go through all that.
Yeah, we don't have to clean you up every time.
That's true. Yeah, not at all. Not
I like the
all.
tag team effort
Very
there.
isolating.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it is.
Getting revenge
like
on
that.
Dad a little bit. All right. It's kind of chilly out there, Dana.
It really is right now. We're in the upper 30s, but it feels like we're in the upper 20s. So it's a little cool for early April. Now, the next several days will stay below average. Thankfully, we get to keep the sunshine. We'll take a closer look at the next time our temperatures will finally be back in the 50s in just a few minutes.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
This pandemic is, among other things, going to test our humanity. It will test our capacity for compassion and justice. To that end, we express our deep concern for the prisoners in our jails, the inmates in our prisons, and the law enforcement and public safety officers working in those institutions. The risk of a virulent spread of the virus in these enclosed, restricted access, densely packed facilities is terribly dangerous and frightening. The risk to the lives of those people, and who knows how many others through accidental contact, are serious concerns. The need for resources and smart policies is spread as wide as society itself, but that includes the justice system. We must limit incarceration to those for whom there is no other option. We have to provide necessary health care protections for those who must stay incarcerated, and we have to protect as best we can the people doing the vital work corrections demands. These are all fellow human beings. When we say we're all in this together, we mean all.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Help is what we've always given. So thank you to our helpers at BMO and beyond. Thank you to the healers, the fighters, the all-nighters, the cleaners, the movers, the 18-wheelers. Thank you to the farmers, the grocers, the above and beyonders. Thank you to all the frontliners for keeping our lives moving when the world needs to stop.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So it has been a little windy outside today. Even with the sunshine, our wind chills are in the 20s currently. Peak wind gusts have been in the 30s. Looking at our wind gusts right now, we're backing off just a little bit, about 31 miles per hour in Madison, closer to 30 for Mineral Point Monroe, in the mid-20s in Platteville. Still coming from the northwest, so it's still that colder air building in. So temperatures through this evening and overnight are going to stay below average. It's just a little chilly outside. Now, we do have some light flurries starting to creep in along the very edge of Grant County. Most of that light snow chance, though, is still off in Iowa. And through the next few hours this evening, we might see just a few isolated flurries. That's not going to lead to any additional accumulation, just a few snowflakes possibly swirling around later on this evening. All right, now we have a pretty clear sky. Not too bad of a position for this afternoon. We are expecting, again, that small chance for some flurries, really between about 7 and 9 o'clock. Then as we head into tomorrow morning, skies will become mostly clear, and that clear pattern is really going to help our temperatures fall quite a bit overnight. It's going to be cold to start off tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, variably cloudy skies. So the cloud coverage builds back in, and we have another chance for some light snow, possibly mixed with some light rain in the afternoon. Not a major event, not going to see a lot of accumulation. However, you will see a little bit of moisture coming down in the afternoon. So the dog walk might be a good idea to get in early in the day if your pup isn't such a fan of the moisture coming down, if they don't like the rain or the light snow. Now, by Wednesday, we will get some sun back in the morning, and then in the afternoon, another slight chance for some isolated flurries. Our wind speeds have been a big part of the last 24 hours, and thankfully they're starting to back down just a little bit. Right now we're still in the teens for our sustained wind speeds, but heading into Tuesday morning, we're likely going to drop back down to the single digits, and throughout Tuesday afternoon we'll be in that 8 to 15 mile per hour range. Could see some isolated areas, see some stronger gusts closer to about 20 miles per hour. Our precipitation trend, not a big increase likely for us, and not a big chance to see a decrease. We're kind of sitting right in the middle there in that slice, but it does seem likely that this colder air and our 6 to 10-day outlook will be shifting a little further east. It's becoming increasingly less likely that our temperatures will trend below average as we head into next week. For tomorrow, though, very similar to today, we're back in the upper 30s for much of Dane County. Along the state line, might get a little closer to 40 degrees, but that's still below average. And the rest of the work week, we will stay in the 40s for our afternoon highs with overnight lows in the 20s. And we should be in the mid-50s right now with our afternoon high. So it is chilly outside. We continue to see sunshine and a pretty quiet weather pattern into the weekend. We'll finally be back closer to average in the mid to upper 50s Saturday and Sunday with a slight chance for showers on Sunday. Next week, we'll be back in the 60s. It doesn't look like our next system will build in until the middle of next week. Could see some showers and isolated thunderstorms by late Tuesday and into Wednesday.
You might want to cover up some of those tender new shoots.
It's a little chilly outside with the plants.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Last Tuesday's election results are finally starting to come in.
Eric Franke is back now with what we know. Eric.
Yeah, it's not much at this point. Of course, we were talking about really three things we were going to watch, and people are starting to see those numbers at the bottom of your screen come in. But here's what we've got so far. Again, just 5% of precincts reporting Joe Biden. No surprise here. Almost 28,000 to second place. Bernie Sanders, a little more than 12,500. 65 to 29. Really, the only thing in doubt here is by how much of the vote Joe Biden's going to get. The other one, of course, everybody's watching the state Supreme Court race. Jill Karofsky, the Dane County Circuit Court judge. Again, just early in the game here. 3% of precincts reporting. We don't know exactly where these are coming in from at this point in time, but Karofsky with a 54-46 advantage, about a 4,000 vote advantage. The other one we're keeping an eye on that was a statewide vote, Marcy's Law, that had to do with certain rights for a defendant. Some people thought it took away the rights of a defendant. Some people thought it was worth adding these benefits and rights to victims of crime. Overwhelmingly so far, again, just 1% in, but a 76 to 24 advantage saying yes at this point. We're going to keep these numbers, keep a close eye on them. They're going to be on our website, channel3000.com, or stay with us throughout our newscast as well. Mark and Charlotte, they're going to be at the bottom of the screen. We're updating them as quickly as they come in.
It is early, though. We have to emphasize
very early. Yep.
All right, Eric, thank you.
Sure.
It's time to meet our pet of the week from the Dane County Humane Society. This is Little Bit, an 18-year-old male tabby cat looking for a retirement home. The Humane Society tells us, don't let his grumpy face deter you. He's a very old, sweet man. He loves spending his days eating canned food and getting petted and snuggling. Last week's pet of the week, Dandy, was adopted. Congratulations to him. The Humane Society wants to pass along that their wildlife center continues to accept new wildlife patients in need of rehabilitation. It's by appointment only, so call them first at 608-287-3235. And for more information on all of the pets available, head to giveshelter.org or call 838-0413, and we will be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Hi, this is John Walsh. How do you get help if you can't leave your house and your family can't be with you? With a Jitterbug cell phone, one touch connects you to highly trained 5-star agents. They'll send you the help you need or get a doctor or nurse on the line. Call as often as you like, day or night. And with the Link app, family members will get an alert right on their smartphones that you've contacted 5-star.
Now more affordable with 25% off at Best Buy, Amazon, or GreatCall.com. Also at Rite Aid.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to, have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and save. Get free installation labor, free financing for a year, and get a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep protecting what's most important. Keep hopeful in the face of all this. Keep believing. Keep being strong. Keep supporting the people on the front line. Keep staying together while staying apart. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. American Family Insurance is mailing our personal auto insurance customers a premium relief payment to help them keep going. We'll keep being here when you need us.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tonight at 5, doctors at UW Health are continuing to work to help find a cure for COVID-19. How they're doing that tonight at 5.
The winds will die down tonight, but cold weather will stick around through Wednesday. Temperatures will moderate later this week and be near normal by the weekend. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, Second Harvest Food Bank is asking people to adopt a dairy cow to help local families that are struggling with hunger. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Acclaimed tenor Andrea Bocelli's special Easter performance at the Duomo, the historic cathedral in Milan, Italy, has racked up more than 29 million views on YouTube so far.
Amazing grace.
On CBS this morning, Bocelli said the live performance streamed on YouTube was a prayer, not a concert. There was no audience in the cathedral because of social distancing, something Bocelli called painful.
Singing, I thought to the people that yesterday would have been in the church, and instead of they had to stay at home, so suffering, and many of them suffering, so my thoughts were for them.
Through his foundation, Bocelli has been raising money for hospitals and protective equipment. His message to everyone is not to lose hope. Bocelli is also scheduled to perform at the One World Together at Home concert this Saturday to benefit frontline healthcare workers and the World Health Organization. Other artists, including Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder, Elton John, and Billie Eilish, will be performing. America now has more deaths from the coronavirus than any other country in the world. More than 22,000 people have lost their lives. More than 12,000 died in this country last week alone.
The pandemic is also causing many to go hungry in rural areas. Thousands have been forced to wait for hours in long lines at food banks across the country. Feeding America, the nation's largest network of food banks, reported a 98% increase in demand. Janet Schmalian reports from East Texas.
This is Donna Furlong and her husband Leonard. Their story of how little food they have is hard to hear.
Sometimes we just don't have it, so he'll go one day without eating, so I eat, and I'll go a day eating, so, and he, vice versa.
That's right. The couple trading off on who gets a meal. They rely on disability payments, food stamps, and a pantry that closed in March because it could no longer get.
There isn't one that we can go to.
Jasper County, Texas had 6 pantries a few weeks ago.
3 cans of corn, 3 mixed vegetables.
Now only 3, including this one.
You're on food stamps or anything? No, sir.
3 pantries to serve a county of roughly 35,000, where almost 20% live in poverty and many just lost their jobs. It's a densely wooded region of almost 1,000 square miles, some driving 40 miles to get here. You've been running this pantry more than 30 years. Have you ever seen demand like this?
No. It's doubled. Everything we're doing is double. Just about every week it doubles from one time to the other.
Pantries in rural areas are closing, experts say, because they tend to be staffed by senior volunteers.
For their safety, many of them are unable to come in, work at those pantries, and therefore those pantries are not operational.
Those that are getting food aren't reaching everyone.
Milk in there.
This is an hour from Donna and Leonard's house. They can't afford the gas.
It's humiliating, and, having to admit that, we're starving and things are tough, but we're not the only ones.
Stories like the furloughs are heartbreaking to hear and hard to believe, but not an isolated case. Janet Shamley and CBS News, Kirbyville, Texas.
Must eventually go on. The Overture Center is announcing its 2020-21 season tonight on Facebook. We'll have a preview for you when Live at 4 continues.
Ganser Company is proud to introduce 80 years in 80 minutes. We give you the skinny in 80 minutes to make an educated decision.
Infinity Windows from Marvin offer a lifetime warranty.
Remember, 80 years in 80 minutes from a local family business of 4 generations.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. During Safer at Home, we've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
Our members understand social distancing, being prepared, and overcoming challenges. USAA has been standing with them for nearly 100 years, and we'll be here to serve you for 100 more.
They say life is all about making choices. Well, I didn't choose metastatic breast cancer.
And you're back with #1 best-selling author.
Not the exact type.
Her book, The Ken in Cancer.
Not the specific mutation. But I did pick hope. And also clarity. By knowing I have a treatment that goes right at it.
Discover Piqray, the first and only treatment that specifically targets PIK3CA mutations in HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC, which are common and linked to cancer growth. Piqray is taken with fulvestrant after progression on hormone therapy and has been proven to help people with a PIK3CA mutation live longer without disease progression. Do not take Piqray if you've had a severe allergic reaction to it or to any of its ingredients. Piqray can cause serious side effects, including severe allergic and skin reactions, high blood sugar levels and diarrhea that are common and can be severe, and lung problems known as pneumonitis. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms of severe allergic reactions or high blood sugar while taking Piqray. Your doctor will monitor your blood sugar before you start and during treatment, and may monitor more often if you have a history of type 2 diabetes. Before starting, tell your doctor if you have a history of diabetes, skin reactions, are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include rash, nausea, tiredness and weakness, decreased appetite, mouth sores, vomiting, weight loss, hair loss, and changes in certain blood tests. If you've progressed on hormone therapy and have a PIK3CA mutation, ask your doctor about Piqray.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2020 Ford models.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. Looking to update your bath, shower, or your entire bathroom? Ganser is the answer with Bath Creations by Ganser Company.
Schedule your free in-home consultation or visit our beautiful showroom on the Beltline.
A local family-owned business of 4 generations.
Perfect. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. 93-year-old Olive Veronese enjoys a beer every night, and it helps her relax at her home in Seminole, Pennsylvania. Well, she's running low on beer, so she held up a Coors Light can and a sign saying she needs more beer while doing her part to stay home and stay safe. A relative snapped a picture and put it online. Since then, folks have been sending brews her way.
She likes her Coors Light, apparently.
I'm surprised she's not a Yuengling girl over in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. 93 years old. Good for her.
Wow. Definitely so. Okay, so the coronavirus pandemic has forced many events planned at the Overture Center to postpone or be canceled.
But officials at the center say they're focused on the future and are excited to share the lineup for the 2021 season tonight via Facebook. Tim Sowers is the VP of Programming and Community Engagement at the Overture Center and joins us once again. Good to see you again, Tim.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
This is always a big night at Overture, the announcement. The hall is packed, but you got to do things differently this year.
We do have to do things differently, so we're going to be announcing our season with a Facebook Live stream tonight at 7 o'clock, and you can just go to the Overture page and get ready for that. Or if you don't have a Facebook account, you can also do a URL at www.facebook.com/overturecenter/.
And, can you give us any hints as to what might be coming to the Overture?
Well, we have, around 40 shows scheduled for next season, 7 Broadway, 5 are premieres. And we already announced one of them online, but I can tell you that The Lion King is coming again.
That is an audience favorite.
Wow. It is an audience favorite. And every time we bring it, it's, so many years later, and it has a whole brand new audience and it's the perfect show to bring your families to.
Is 7 Broadway shows, is that the most you've had, or is that about normal?
No, that's about normal. 7 shows, you know, and like I said, 5 of them are premieres here in Madison, which is really great for us. And, you know, from one of the, we're going to have, what you're going to see tonight is me from my home broadcasting this to you. We're going to have videos from the shows. We're going to have special shout out videos. And in fact, one of the Broadway shows, one of the cast members is a native from Platteville who's going to give a shout out tonight during the show, which is great.
What show's he in?
I can't tell you.
That was a good try,
and it's a she. I know, right? It's a she. Yeah.
So
right.
Tim, how do you guys select the shows, or do they select Overture? How does that work?
You know, it's a little of both. You know, we work with our partner with Broadway, which is Broadway Across America, and we program that series together. You know, we are Broadway loves coming to Madison. They love the Overture Center. And we're a market that's so enthusiastic for our Broadway that the Broadway shows just really just want to come here. And so that's easy. And then for everything else, it's, you know, I work with agencies from across the country, and there's shows that our audience want to see. So I want to make sure that I get their voices in the selection process. And then I like to surprise them with things that I've seen. Last summer, I had the opportunity to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and I saw like 35, 40 shows in like 8 days. And you're going to see in our season some shows that I saw there at the Fringe Festival. So I was thankful for that opportunity.
All right, 7 o'clock tonight on Facebook. Will there cocktails be involved, as usual?
Oh, I will have a cocktail in my hand. You know, that's true.
That's a tradition. All right,
Yeah.
well, looking forward to seeing what's coming to Overture next season. Hopefully, things will be a lot better by then. Tim, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. That makes a degree from Herzing University more relevant than ever. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamug.
Cut.
Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tuesday morning, it'll still feel more like fall than spring. Hattie has another chilly day in store in her first warn forecast.
And if your fridge is starting to look a little bare, we'll have the latest on how to stay safe at the store starting at 4:30 tomorrow.
For the latest coronavirus reports and breaking news, watch News 3 now and go to Channel 3000 to sign up for our daily email newsletter. Get the facts and tips that keep your family safe. News 3 Now, your local coronavirus headquarters.
It is nice to see the sunshine again. Now, we do have some light flurries currently just off to the west in Iowa and parts of Grant County right now, seeing some light snow coming down. It's really not going to lead to any accumulation, just some light flurries swirling around, really between about 7 and 9 o'clock for Madison. Temperatures overnight, as our skies will become mostly clear, are going to drop to the mid-20s. So a very cool start to Tuesday. Tuesday is similar to today. We will see temperatures in the upper 30s yet again, and we won't be back in the 50s until next weekend.
All right. Thank you, Dana. Coming up tomorrow on Live at 4, as the pandemic continues, we'll get some expert advice on adapting to a new way of life. And Consumer Reports has some high-tech ways to visit the doctor without leaving home. That's tomorrow at 4.